there.
All right. We got another Go Throw live podcast coming to you guys, sitting right here at the Music City Open. This is Hole 1 Nashville that we have right here, and I'm joined by world champion James Conrad. James, how we doing?
Doing well, Luke.
You were just over at Persimmon Ridge, made the journey probably yesterday or the day before, and
Yeah, yesterday I drove up. It was pretty nice short drive, like 5-6 hours down the road, and it's always nice when it's not like a multi-day kind of a drive in between tournaments.
being able to get it out of the way in one day without it being like a huge block, being able to take a little break, and it really matters on your body and
Totally.
stuff. We're here at Music City, where you've played some good events, even taking Dickerson into a playoff in 2018. Now, I wasn't on tour at that time, and I saw some highlights, but I don't remember exactly like what happened. Kind of walk us through that week.
Yeah, that was quite a few years ago. Coming out of Virginia, I've been playing in Tennessee for a long time, and I remember playing with Chris back in the day, even at some unsanctioned events, but he was kind of the guy to beat around this area. I think he still honestly kind of is.
And Limestone Laser.
I feel like there's a stretch where he won the Music City Open like quite a few years in a row.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but one of those years was 2018, and I know that we were finishing the tournament off at, I think it was called Ravenwood. It was a golf course, a temp layout, and it was a pretty cool layout. There's a couple super memorable shots I have out there, like this huge downhill putter shot. But yeah, at the end of the tournament, Chris and I were tied, and I think it was Central Coast. CCDG was doing the coverage of it.
Gotcha.
My good buddy Corey Muro was like giving us a hard time. He was just like ready to be done for the day, and he's like, "Oh, you guys got a playoff now? Dang it!"
And then it goes multiple holes.
Yeah, it ends up going 6 holes. I think I had a putt to win it on maybe the second or third, maybe like just outside the circle, kind of a putt I wasn't able to capitalize on, and the hole he won on was like a big par 5. He played it perfectly for basically a drop-in eagle and got the win on with the eagle.
Was it 2018 that you won Idlewild at? In
2018? No, I won Idlewild in 2017.
2017. Okay.
Yeah, I won.
So you had already taken down a big event.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't. This wasn't like your first big event or whatever.
No.
Just trying to set the stage a little.
Yeah, my first A tier was actually in Tennessee. It wasn't Tennessee State. It was what was the name of that tournament?
The Bowling Green one?
No,
that's Kentucky.
It was in like Western NC. It was kind of the Kingsport area.
Okay.
Maybe
somebody in the comments knows.
Yeah, that was quite a long time ago. That was 2016, I believe.
Yeah, we got Conrad in the booth. You guys, we're looking at the comments as well. So if you got questions or whatever, I can feed the man, the throw-in master, author of the Holy Shot. So yeah, how you feel like coming back to Nashville now? Have you played the course yet?
I haven't played the course yet. I just did a U-Play event this afternoon, just right down the road. So we got to teach a bunch of kids about disc golf in the area. That's always a good time.
Yeah. Was it a school or?
It was a school. It was
right
middle school right down the road. We had some like sixth graders and some 8th graders, and that stuff's super special to me. I've been playing since a little kid myself, so getting the chance to introduce kids to the sport's always really fun.
Yeah, awesome. 6th graders have so much energy too.
Totally.
That's like a great age to be. You're just soaking it all in, feeling out what you can do.
But yeah, I'm about to check out the course here right after I get off this, and I was surprised to see hole 1 was right here. This was the basket we used to play as maybe hole 4 last year or something.
Yeah.
So I think they've adjusted the layout pretty significantly.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Adjustments on the layout, tighter, harder are the two things that people have been saying as they're walking out. I talked to the Europeans. I believe they were here last year, and that was kind of their thought. Is it River Valley Master in East Tennessee? All right.
No. Maybe it was a Tennessee State. No.
Doug Genslinger, your disc is on the way. Take it easy, buddy.
What's that, a giveaway? Or?
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Doug. We got a couple things going on. I don't know if you've seen our channel. Just a couple things going on.
Cool.
Weather looking for this weekend. I haven't looked at it myself, but apparently it's bad.
I haven't looked too closely myself. I feel like people like to get really worried about stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't mind getting rained on myself too much. But
I mean, at Persimmon Ridge, we had a bunch of people pulling out and canceling because they thought it was going to be terrible weather.
Ended up being beautiful.
It was gorgeous over there in Greenbrier, Arkansas. It was full stops out for us. All right, but let's look at some weather. We can give you guys the actual forecast right here. This week,
today it's like 75 and sunny.
It's
I
ridiculous.
think it's about as nice as you could ask for
it's
today.
It's super beautiful. Yeah, they're calling for thunderstorms tomorrow. And then some storms Friday. Thunderstorms Saturday, and like Sunday they're calling for 71% chance of lightning everywhere. So that's not looking great. But like Conrad said, so many people get caught up on it. It doesn't happen. You know, these guys are like 50% for their lives at their job, right? You know,
and I feel like a lot of times when storms come in, they'll just kind of like blow through real quick, or I don't know. But
all right,
hopefully it's decent.
Danky Tiger says that it was Tennessee States in 2016 that you won.
Okay, that sounds right. Yeah,
could that be right?
Yeah, I forgot it was the States.
Chuck Funk, who won Persimmon? Man, that is up. That is live right now on Go Throw's channel. You can go watch that round, find out who won. It comes down to the end. If I told you, I literally would be doing you an injustice. This is must-watch content right here. You got to go check it out.
That was a fun course.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the place is that's what it is. It's not going to be the hardest track ever. And we're not going to talk about it as one that's going to be over par in rounds or whatever, but it's so much fun to throw downhill.
Some eagle chances, some big bombs, just beautiful property.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
It is a good time. Man, I don't know what your schedule is. You're welcome to hang out with us as long as you want. I know you probably came here to play a practice round.
Yeah, I might get out there on hole 1.
Yeah, all right. Well, we also got a mobile cam too, so if you don't mind, we might cut to a couple shots.
Sure.
All right. That's
Sounds
the
good.
champ right there, James.
Thanks for
Conrad.
joining us, y'all.
Appreciate you being with us, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, James. Yep. You man.
All right, I'm going to read through some of these comments real quick. Yeah, safe places to be when the tornadoes go down. You're not lying, dude. That's one of the problems living in vans, living in RVs on the road, is we're pretty susceptible to the weather. We're just kind of out there in the elements. Haas TL, you only think it's going to be Sunday that we need to worry about. All right, I hope you're right. And we'll see about that. All right, we'll do a little recap now. Talk a little Persimmon Ridge. I know there's apparently some people who haven't watched the tournament, don't know who won. If you don't know who won Persimmon, this is when you need to jump off for a second, because I'm going to talk a little Persimmon Ridge, talk about the Go Throw's second event of our tour, which is now presented by Prodigy Disc. A bunch of things happened over at Persimmon, including some really good golf. We had action all the way to 18 in both FPO and MPO. That's all you can ask for, really, is for it to come down to the end where people can see what happens exactly. And man, it's so hard to win a golf tournament for those of you that watch that one. I think that's the takeaway from it. Winning a golf tournament is so difficult. It's not like you're operating in normal conditions. You stop being able to breathe properly. Your body starts sweating. You start thinking crazy thoughts. What an easy up and down becomes in the moment is just like a task that almost feels impossible at times. And, Kevin Jones, so good at the forehand. To miss that shot in that moment, the only thing you can say is that it was just a little bit of nerves, and then you saw it again when Sullivan was trying to make that putt. It's just not easy to win, guys. You got to give these people a little grace and just put yourself in their position. It's 2 days of really hard work, good kicks, bad kicks, whatever it is. It's a lot of emotion that's involved in that. And man, it comes down to the end. So go watch that action if you haven't already. And big shout out to Prodigy for now sponsoring our tour. That was huge for us. We've been talking to a bunch of different sponsors, kind of trying to feel out what works best for us and who's going to be able to operate with flexibility. That was one of the main things. We're trying to evolve here on the Go Throw Tour, and being able to stay flexible and support us at the same time was something that they were willing to do, and it just worked out really well. And if you guys want to support us through Prodigy, they already have a collab disc online. prodigydisc.com/GoThrow. It's a 400 Glimmer FX4. These things are really easy to throw discs, similar to like a Thunderbird or like an Onyx or something. You're getting a fairway driver with some good glide, and these things are super pretty as well. jumping back over to these comments. Man, Andrew Mills, I have picked up almost no good rocks this year. Me and Calvin hit that really big trip in December last year, and that's the last time that I picked up rocks. But we brought back like 800 pounds of agate from like the Big Bend, Texas area. We were on private ranches for 3 or 4 days in a row, digging with Aaron Thomas over there, the Texas Rockhound Facebook group, if you want to be a part of that group and get down on these hunts. Yeah, that's the last time that I picked up any rocks, and I mean, I got 400 pounds worth, so I feel like that gives me a little time buffer until I got to go again. But I'm definitely itching, always itching to dig some rocks. Hiking, do you think the pace of play will get better? You know, I hope so. Pace of play is one of the main issues that I feel like is kind of stalling us out. There's so much downtime on the disc golf course. People throwing grass, tapping bags, like it's so much better on the PGA Tour, and honestly, it's so much better once you get to like say Persimmon Ridge final round. Those guys were ready to throw the second that other disc landed. Kevin Jones stepped up and was ready to throw. Sullivan Tipton, Noah Meitzma, like every one of these guys is eager to throw good discs. You can't walk up scared. There's too many guys doing that on the Pro Tour, and it slows everything down. It's not good for the spectators either, really. Spectators don't want to watch you heaving and hawing over a wind read or a disc choice or something. Like, walk up to the tee with one frisbee because you made a decision that you're committed to, that you're going to stand on and throw it. Doesn't seem like crazy. Hopefully it gets better. Yeah, hiking, that's a good question. It'd be better for everybody if it improves. Brandon Clark, where's the next big place besides the US and Europe that adopts disc golf? I think India or Asia. Both of those are huge populations, and if we can infiltrate, disc golf into those populations, that would be an explosion for us. It'd be really cool to see. I know space is always an issue in those big cities, but yeah, it'd be popping for disc golf if we could figure that out. Appreciate everybody loving the coverage and the commentary. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a transition this year to getting into the tournament running and stuff, but it's stuff that we've done before. The Go Throw team ran almost all of these events that we're doing. This tour, it didn't pop up out of nowhere. It's stuff that we were doing before. We were at the Hideaway, Persimmon Ridge, Kayak Point. We filmed the Majestic up there in the Twin Cities in Minnesota. Big shout out to the Majestic. We love that place. Can't wait to get over there soon. And then obviously Eagles Crossing and Failer Lake in Pennsylvania, Highland Brewing in Carolina. All these places we were at last year, I guess, save Highland Brewing and the hurricane that hit them. But yeah, it's just, this is taking it to another level, really just adding points, I guess. I guess we recap Jonesboro a little bit too. There's a lot of golf that went on. Matty O came in late, making a big push over there in New Orleans. Cool to see him take that one down. I know that one means so much to him. Any tournaments in the deep south, that dude counts as home games and wants to take them down as much as any. Monster blowout in the FPO over at Jonesboro. Not what we saw coming, but maybe, and this has probably been discussed online, there was some carryover from Kristen's attitude towards Sprinkle Valley's finishing hole that just lit a fire in her. Whatever it was, I think she averaged like 10:36 for the event. Astonishing numbers, putting everybody in the dust, really. And I'll pull up that stat real quick just to make sure. She was 25 under. Silva Saarinen, who is a fantastic FPO player, 23 strokes back. Pretty insane, averaging 10:31 for the event. Kristen Tatar, really a statement dub right there. And cool for anybody in Jonesboro to see just an absolute blowout on the MPO side. That one was pretty cool too. Got a bunch of Europeans getting some confidence coming into Music City. I love to see that. I think that Nicholas winning in Austin probably gives the whole crew a little bit of confidence. It hadn't been done until last year. Then they see their buddy back it up. It has to have given them some confidence. Jakub Semerad getting a top 10 as well. So 4 of the best Europeans over there in Jonesboro getting a little confidence headed into Music City. Yeah, Joe Jackson, we did drop FPO coverage of the Hideaway. That's on MX Disc Golf. Yeah, go check out MX Disc Golf on YouTube. That's Raul Barcelo and his wife. They do an amazing job, absolutely killing it over there. And you can watch some FPO coverage of the Texas event there. And if you want to get the FPO coverage for Persimmon, definitely go check out Birdie Productions, also on YouTube. That's going to be up here shortly. That one was a barn burner, you guys. That one is so good. I'm not even going to say anything about the FPO Persimmon Ridge tournament. It's literally worth watching. It comes all the way to the end. It's such good action if you like disc golf. All right. I'm going to look at some more of these questions. Yeah. Get to this question about Stafford Woods or Tranquility Trails skins or tour event. We would love to be at Stafford Woods. That's one of my favorite places on the planet. The fact that we get to play disc golf at Stafford Woods is incredible. If you guys have ever been there, it's just on like a busy intersection these days on like a really nice road, and you turn off of it and all of a sudden you're in a disc golf sanctuary. And the crew over there takes such good care of that place, cares so much about it. It's amazing. We'd love to be back at Stafford Woods is the answer to that question. I don't know when, but we're going to try. What go-throw event am I most excited about? I think at this point, it's got to be the next one. It's the Eagles Crossing Masters Invitational. I'm so excited about the format for this one. It's only 32 players, so we're only going to be filming 8 cards. So that means the action's going to be on like 5 or 6 holes. Like everybody will be able to watch almost everything that's going on. You can sit there, watch them come through, go up a few holes, watch them all come through again. This is going to be like a really unique viewing experience, especially considering the Eagles Crossing thought about the spectator experience like beforehand. They made sure and built paths for you guys, gave you aerial viewing capabilities. I mean, it's a really special place that's going to be shown off next week. So I'm super excited about that. Philip Samuels is a great guy. You know, he's a very particular guy. He's been in business for a really long time, so he does things his way. But for him to come into disc golf and give us what he's given us, we're undeserving. So I'm appreciative every time I go onto that property. Ooh, we got a Pro Tour champ right here. Grab that mic. How we doing, Joey Buckets?
I'm doing great.
Man, looking clean in those glasses these days.
Yeah, thank
like
you.
the little yellow tint going on.
Oh, yeah.
Always in the bucket hat.
Always. Well, not always,
Not always. Not always.
but mostly.
It is the classic style. How you liking this course?
I like it. I think it's very intentional. They tightened up some of the OBs. It's looking pretty windy. The weather might be a little bit muddy, so
Yeah, we did discuss the weather earlier. Were you
Yeah.
here last year?
I was.
How do you feel like the changes they make it harder, easier?
I would say neutral, pretty neutral. So this hole 1 is definitely easier than the combined par 4. Same with 16. But then they did tighten up some OB too and make some a little bit longer holes. And the new 17 is really tough.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one right there, huh?
Yeah, it was like
It's not the same basket.
No, it's a par 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the second shot you got to throw like 400 feet and clear a little OB. So.
Oh, wow.
Tough. Yeah.
All right, we're going to have to check that one out. Guys, if you got questions for Joey Buckets, put them down below. He can't stay forever.
No.
He's about to tee off over there on hole 1.
Yep.
What was your experience like over at Persimmon? You just got done playing that go-throw event?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, that course is special. The hospitality was great. I mean, just tons of fun.
Yeah,
Tons of fun.
it's like a family get-together out there at Persimmon Ridge.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. We'll go ahead and get on it. Don't want to keep
Yes,
you,
sir.
but yeah, we got a camera that's going to watch some of your shots
Oh,
too,
sweet.
so ring it up for us, bud.
All right, will do. Thank you.
Yeah, Joey Buckets, everybody. And right here behind these discs, we're talking about this board game that we love and are working with this year and last year. There is a new game on the market, Chains the board game. This is a really sweet game, 1 to 6 players, takes 20 to 120 minutes, and is slightly complicated. If you like board games, you know they have to be slightly complicated right off the bat, or else it's just going to be too easy. So chains brings a bunch of dynamics into it. It takes wind into account. It takes obstacles, and you're actually like throwing shots. Which, if you want to know how it plays, Calvin, Madison, and I played on GoThrow's channel. You can go check out gameplay for that. You can also check out GoThrow.com and get yourself a chains game. There's also merch at GoThrow.com, as well as OTB East. Very appreciative of Steve Bro and that OTB East team for everything they do for us. They've been an integral part of our growth this year and our expansion into the tour. Joey Buckets does have swag. Buckets. Yeah, I think, it's like dropping the little and just calling him Wayne. I think that's basically what's happening right now. You can just call him Buckets. Joey playing Failer. I'm going to get you an answer to that. Who is this? Clarence Yoakum? We'll find out right now. Hey, Joey. You playing Failer Lake? All right, I gotta let this guy know. I don't know. All right, couldn't get the solid answer out of him. He said, I don't know 3 times. I tried, Clarence, I really tried. But we'll keep on pushing for him. That's gonna be a stacked field no matter what. We always bring out like a special crew of bombers to throw off those hills too. I mean, this is, we know what we're doing here. We'll bring out some big arms. You guys will see the shots. See what else we got going on. Oh, what's up from Wichita? Joshua. Man, Wichita, that's good stuff right there. All right, guys, another thing that we're talking about this week is the drop of Hold My Bag. This is the new fantasy app that's coming to the disc golf world. It's going to be picked up by the players. You already hear Ezra Aderhold talking about it. Calvin's posting about it on his social media. A lot of people talking about this game. Super fun, and it's free to play. Check out holdmybagdg.com. And it's different than the other fantasies because you're not given like a point value based on your player. Players are put into tiers based on their skill level, and you pick 5 different players based on the 5 tiers. It's super simple. It literally takes like 30 seconds to select your team. It's really easy. And you're good to go. OTB's throwing down $500 in gift cards this week. And there is going to be a paid version, $10 a week, that you'll be able to win prizes like bags, discs, anything disc golf related. Going to be up there. So holdmybagdg.com. Might as well just talk about my picks for that too. I went ahead and selected Calvin. He hasn't won yet this year, but he's gotten close. And I think he's going to take it down. In the number 2 spot, somebody who's also repping Hold My Bag, but I didn't even realize that until he came out with his practice round video with Goose. Ezra Aderhold is my tier 2 pick. I think that guy crushes the Frisbee. I'm not saying anything you guys don't know. But this play sets up well for somebody who can throw it really hard and accurate. And Ezra is both of those things. In my tier 3, who did I select? Tier 3 player. Oh, did I skip tier 2? I did. Ezra is my tier 3 player. My tier 2 player is Simon Lizotte. That's a no-brainer. That guy plays this course as good as anybody. You've got all the visuals of him playing the guitar on 18. He just throws it really far, really accurate. And I don't know, there's something about this place. Whether he's like seeing music at night and staying in the good moods, or I don't know exactly what it is, but Simon Lizotte, my tier 2 selection, and that seems to me to be a no-brainer. Going with myself in tier 4, I've played this place pretty good, couple lead cards in the past, and for a tier 4 player, I think I'm a pretty good value. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but tier 5, going with Zach Arlinghouse. That guy's been playing a bunch of practice rounds with Calvin Heimberg. I think he just walked off with him a second ago. And that'll give you confidence, being able to throw shots right next to the best in the world. I think that's some really good value at tier 5. So go check out holdmybagdg.com. Make your picks. It's super easy, super quick. Tell them I sent you, and let's start playing some fantasy disc golf. Like I said, this week it is dropping MCO. All right, how we doing on comments? What do you guys want to know? Who do you want to talk to? We got anybody coming off 18? Not at the moment, but we got a bunch of golfers on the course. And when somebody else gets over here, we'll definitely bring them in. OTBE squad, what's up, Dystopian Disc Golf? For sure. What's your favorite course in Europe, Luke? Greetings from Latvia. I think my favorite course in Europe, man, probably that PCS course in Evedos, Norway. I love the Beast. I love the Monster. There's some really good courses in the Helsinki area that I've played with friends. The Flying Plate guys, actually, Tony and Sam. But no, I really like that place over in Norway. Probably got something to do with the vibes. May even have something to do with the Porsche that they gave me and Kev the first year we went over there. All electric Taycan. That was ridiculous. You shouldn't give kids those cars. That was way too fast. But yeah, I'm going to have to go with Evedos. And what's up from Latvia? Chris Dickerson is in Tennessee is an animal. Let's talk about that. Chris Dickerson, he puts the team on his back when he is here in Tennessee. He's got multiple wins here. Like Conrad was saying earlier, I think he took down like a bunch of A-tiers in a row for years and years. And it seems like he's always in the mix when it comes to this tournament as well, which actually is gonna put my work right there in front of me. I am playing him in match play round 1 on Thursday. That's right. They gave me the local. I got my work cut out for me. I've taken down some monsters in match play in the past. I think a consistent game and good putting is really what it takes. Not making any mistakes, which is kind of his game too. So hopefully we just we put a good battle up and we entertain everybody that's here. How's Hogan doing? Hogan is doing all right. He's about to turn 13, so that's an old boy right there. He has been getting a Librella shot from the vet though, and that's been making him feel like way better. It's $100 a month, but I think where he was at 2 years ago is kind of where he's at now after having the shot for those 2 years. It really gave him like a little bonus, extra overtime, if you will. So he's definitely old. I definitely pick up poops in random spots, but man, that's my boy right there. And we're riding this thing till the end. Who do I think is going to win this weekend? That's a tricky one. Anthony Barella cruised by earlier looking confident. Putts looking smooth. Saw Adam Hammies earlier as well. He looks like he's relaxed, in a good place to maybe back another one up. But it's hard to say anybody but Simon. I know. I picked him for Tier 2, and I did it for a reason. I think he's one of the best golfers for this course. And you've heard the term horses for courses. That's a real thing. Whether it's a vibe or just a shot shape that sets up for your game, something about this place really does click with Simon Lizotte. I think he's got a great chance to take it down. That being said, you can never count out the Robinson brothers. Obviously, Chris Dickerson's going to be right there the whole time. Gannon Burr, I mean, you can never not say Gannon Burr. There's a bunch of guys, which is great. The fact that there's parity and that it's not just a favorite coming in here, that's fantastic. When is a Go Throw podcast coming? This is a Go Throw podcast. Hiking. Specify what is it that you want to see more, if you will. What do I think about the new betting odds on the sports books for DGPT? Honestly, I'm down. I think that grows the eyes on disc golf. I think that there's a lot of people out there that consider betting to be something that's necessary for a sport to be a sport and not just a game. So I think it's a natural evolution in disc golf. And while I'm not going to be gambling, obviously, and I don't really back gambling. I'm not trying to push people to gamble. I do think that there's people that are going to gamble anyways. And if those people have a chance to gamble on disc golf and get into it and become fans and buy discs and show up to tournaments, like, that's better for everybody. What's up, Kat? Do you have like 2 minutes?
Sure.
30
No,
seconds?
But yes. Yeah.
30 seconds? All right. We got Catrina Allen in here.
Oh my gosh, you're live? You didn't tell me that. I'm singing Happy Trade.
Yeah, no, we liked it actually. That's a good way to enter.
Oh, thank
Here,
you.
pop this thing up real quick.
I know other songs for 6 months olds if you guys want them.
As like well, you had a baby not that long ago, and then you're crushing it.
Oh, that's
Throwing
nice
disc
of you.
golf,
Okay.
you're looking fit. Like, what are your secrets? I mean, I don't know if you talked about it yet, but
No.
you've always been driven. It's got to be more than that.
Okay, well, I decided if I was going to be on tour and be away from Eloise, then I need to give all that I can
Yeah.
when I'm out here.
Yeah.
which is tough but doable. So, and then I also think when I'm with her, she's such a happy baby. She's so fun that I'm just like elated all the time. I mean, and especially right now, 7 months, she's like trying to walk and like I could leave the room for 30 seconds. I come back and she thinks I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread, right? So when I'm not on the course, I'm not even thinking about disc golf.
Yeah.
And what a great, really is what you should always be
Yeah,
doing,
a
right?
distraction.
Yeah, she's a beautiful distraction.
A beautiful
Yeah.
distraction. Yeah. I was walking the dog around. We're staying at the same RV park this morning, and she waved at me from like across the RV park. She's 7 months
smart,
old.
Yeah. I honestly, I've had 3 workouts since she was born because I contact nap and co-sleep with her.
Okay.
And so, and then I just have decided that that's just another, probably 10 hours a week to be away from her.
Right.
And I feel like I've been lifting and athletics since I was 5. Obviously wasn't lifting when I was 5. But I was doing like whatever the
sports,
90s workout videos
I was
were back then.
jazzercise.
What's Billy Blanks? What was the Tybo or something? I used to do those, but yeah.
Haven't heard that in a while.
Now everyone knows how old I am. But yeah, no. And I still eat like a animal-based ancestral diet.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Little less strict than I was before. Just
That's fair. Give yourself a little grace.
yeah.
You got a whole nother one in your life
Yeah.
now. How do you
So,
like this course?
I love it. I think it demands a lot of shots, elevation, some gaps to hit. You get to unleash, but still have to be accurate.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, we
Okay.
ran over the 30 seconds. I
All
appreciate
right. No,
you
it's
stopping
okay.
here.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I have no idea what I'm even on. Your guys' thing? Oh, awesome.
Yeah, there
These
we
are
go.
my homies, you guys. Yeah, I
Thank
love
you,
them.
Catrina.
Yeah. Okay.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good round.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Catrina Allen, world champion, 2-time world champion. That is a boss right there. That's one of the hardest working people in disc golf and has been for years and years, decades probably. And the fact that she's already out here playing disc golf at a high level again, looking like that, it's 7 months after, it's amazing what she's capable of doing. Jack Regan didn't get to the tattoos in time, but I'm sure that she's got good stories. I know, Doc. 7 months ago, that lady had a kid. That is amazing. Shows you what's possible. Another thing that we have been using and talking about, and that's Udisc. A lot of people are wondering where to find go throw scores. I've been hearing that question a lot, and we're still trying to get all the information out to you guys, so this is one of the avenues we can do that. Udisc has been a great partner thus far in 2025. They're going to be our scoring partner for the entirety of the Go Throw Tour, minus any events that would be sanctioned like the Majestic. They work really well and easy. I know that you guys are probably in leagues, in little events around your metros that are using Udisc. Most of us pros hadn't been on it in a couple years since they switched to PDGA scoring, but man, what an easy interface to use. Auto-populating the cards, knowing what tournament you're going to be at the second you log in. I mean, I was literally telling people like, yeah, Udisc scoring, they pop the Udisc up, they hit events, and it says right there Persimmon Ridge, and it even has their card available too. So super easy to use interface, auto-populating. It's been awesome. Really impressed by this company, which of course I'm impressed by this company. It's like literally the company with the most data in disc golf. Only 3% of disc golfers have PDGA numbers. The other 90%, 97% use Udisc still for all of their rounds to score with their buddies. So they've got an enormous amount of data and information at their fingertips, and they got a bunch of good guys using that data. One of the things that was really cool about Udisc, as they're becoming part of the Go Throw Tour via the scoring, is that they've continued to add capabilities. At the Hideaway, if you guys were trying to follow around, there were some there was just missing information. We didn't have everything that we wanted. Obviously, we can't get everything we wanted, but Udisc heard what we said, and we actually had a couple good meetings, and right away card information and course information was available for the Persimmon Ridge Championship. So big thanks to Udisc for being a part of that. And apparently going to drop par ratings coming soon on the course directory page in the smart layouts. So for instance, you click on a course. Immediately when you click on that course, you know exactly what you will rate if you shoot par. And I've got a few courses right here. Like for instance, if you show up to Northwoods Black and you want to shoot even par, which only like half the field at a Pro Tour event does, that's going to be a 276 rated round over there on Udisc. Eagles Crossing, where we're going next week, even harder. 283 if you shoot even par at the Golds there on the championship course at Eagles Crossing. And then another one, for instance, Maple Hill Gold, going to come in rated 258. It's cool. I think it's cool to be able to see the different courses actually ranked by their difficulty, which has been a conversation people have been asking for years. Like, what course is harder? Why is it harder, and what makes it harder? And this is kind of a way for that conversation to have actual data applied to it. So that's pretty fun in my mind. Big shout out to Udisc for being a part of this and for allowing us to score and giving us even more capabilities. Reading some more questions. Portable podcast, just follow Cat. I love that. Yeah, appreciate all the support and shout out everybody. It's, you know, we're out here working for you guys. This crew right here, Chris sitting over here on the switchboard. We got Gabe behind the camera. Bob's filming people as they play hole one. This is one of the hardest working teams in disc golf, without a question. These guys don't stop, whether it's editing or content or social media or website building and stuff. You know, these are a group of guys with a toolbox of things that they can do. Each one of them is really capable of doing a ton of different stuff, and that's what's made the Go Throw team successful. And I'm proud of each one of these dudes. I freaking love these dudes right here. Chris, Gabe, Bob, I love y'all. I don't tell you enough. I love you guys.
Love you.
Love you, Gabe. Yeah, any information, anything that you guys want, it's mostly available, gothrow.com. If you can't find it there, hit me up in a message or check out the website for the actual the course that we're going to. I know that most of these courses have websites as well. We're putting information on those websites too. So gothrow.com, OTB East, and then like, for instance, Eagles Crossing, they've got their own website and you can go find out some more information as well. 32 players. Only 32 players going to be at Eagles Crossing, and it is a stacked field. Bunch of big names going to be there. I can read off some of these names right here. You guys want to hear who's going to be at Eagles Crossing? Anthony Barella is going to be at Eagles Crossing. That's right. Adam Hammies, Gannon Burr, Ricky Wysocki, Matt Bell, the Robinson brothers. We got Bradley, Nico. We got Matty O coming. We got a whole bunch of people coming to this place. We actually just had to switch somebody in. Austin Turner now going to be one of the participants in the Eagles Crossing Masters Invitational. He just got Kale's spot. We're sad to see Kale go, but man, that's another one of the hardest working dudes in disc golf. In between course design, his new baby, and a bunch of other stuff up in Minnesota, he's just not going to be able to make it down. But we got world champions. We got Conrad, Barsby. We got all the action. We got course record holders. I'm pretty sure that Andrew Presnell still has the course record out at Eagles Crossing. Lots of times when we go out there, we're playing different formats. We're playing skins. We're not necessarily playing a stroke play game on that championship course. So that scoring record, it might go down this weekend. I could definitely see that happening, especially next weekend, especially if the weather is right. There is a second course at Eagles Crossing. It's just not the right time of year to be playing that course. It plays along a river in the bottom of the property. It's one of the prettiest places I've ever been. It's a top 5 course for me already. It's called Wild Times, and it's almost not talked about at this point. So much money, time, and effort has gone into it, and it still has yet to be truly opened up. And we can't wait to be back out there to show you guys at some point. But unfortunately for the Masters Invitational, we're going to be up top only. But what's cool about that is that we're going to be able to switch some pin placements. Eagles Crossing famously has 3 pads at every single hole for their championship course. In between the different pads and then like the 3 to 4 different basket placements per hole, we've got a lot of variety that we can add And that's one of the things that we want to make sure we do, is not get stale with our layouts. Like the PGA Tour, I think it's really important to switch a little something on the course each day, just to mix up the players' thoughts, mix up the landing zone a little bit, and maybe even mix up the approach shot style that they're bringing into that green. I think that's going to be best for disc golf in the future, just to keep it a fresh look each day. And it's good for the pros too. You know, nobody likes to play the same track over and over and over again. You guys know that as well. You got a bunch of different courses in your cities and your states that you're playing. You're not just going to that one that's close to your house every single time. You know, you got to mix it up a little bit. Eagles Crossing baskets have been replaced with the new Eagles Crossing basket. I'm pretty sure that he's manufactured his own basket with heavier chains and more chains than any basket on the market currently. So it does catch the best, I think, because of how many chains it has. It's not something that you can take down and move easily. I'm not sure how shipping would be on those things, but if you're looking for not spinning through and catching discs, you know, that's one of the better catching baskets for sure. And that basket was in the test last year when they did the basket testing at the Pro Tour finale. That was one of the baskets that was being tested, so it's getting some recognition. Players have seen it. It's been putted on a bunch of times, so it seems to be working good. And I don't know about the future of that basket, if it'll be at other courses. I just know that they did change, and I think this basket is better. Sparky the Racer, how did they decide who was playing the match play? That is a good question. I believe it was all the All-Stars, and then it had to do with like partly who responded to Jeff Spring's email the first, but it partly had to do with, I'm sure, following and social media and all that stuff. They wanted to have people that you cared about playing in this thing. The selections as far as matchups is an interesting one, though. Let's see if we can pull up these matchups and go through those, because there's been a couple of them that I've seen that are like, that's a little bit off. And the first one that comes to mind is Joey Buckets versus Simon Lizotte. That's like, no, don't get me wrong, Joey Buckets, already a Pro Tour champion, one of the best players out here for sure. But against a guy who's multiple-time champion and throws it a quarter mile, like that one seems maybe a little interesting. I'm trying to find these matchups. Anybody know where the matchups are? Nice. Yeah, I'm going to be playing Chris Dickerson, as I mentioned before. That's work cut out for me. This is home territory for him. This will be a home game for sure. I bet there'll be a bunch of spectators and all of them cheering for C-Dick. I'm completely all right with that, though. That'll be a good time. Wait. Gannonburr, Anthony Barella? That's one right off the bat. That is a loaded card right there. That's anybody's game, honestly. That's going to be one of the better ones to watch. I'll keep my eye on that one. Who else did you say? Ricky versus Paul. I like what they're doing. They're kind of putting people together that have similar skill sets, that have similar followings. Obviously, those guys, two of the most dominant players in the game for a while. That one makes sense. That's going to be a good one to watch. Matty O versus Ezra Aderhold. The Smooth Serpent versus the Grand Beast. Both of those, the Beast and the Serpent, I guess are looked at negatively sometimes, but neither of those was I trying to be negative connotation to. Ella Hansen, Hall and Hanley, those are like best buds. That'll be a good match. I guarantee you that they laugh the whole entire time. Deanne Carey, Allie Smith. Okay. Allie, fantastic thrower. Deanne, fantastic putter. That's a pretty good matchup right there. Strengths and weaknesses kind of offsetting each other a little bit. Who's Cat playing? Cat versus Own. I like that. That's two wild characters. They're going to be talking. That's going to be a chatty group right there. That'll be fun. Ellie Ezra Mittling and Catrina Allen. Okay, you got the savvy veteran, and then you got the young bomber. Man, I'm just waiting for Ellie Ezra to settle in, to really understand and believe what she's capable of, because when that happens, the whole FPO division is going to be on watch. She's got so much game. She hits monster putts as well. She's always hanging out with Cole Redolin, one of the best putters, smooth thrower. I think being around the right people will help you, develop and formulate that game and game plan. Looking at these questions, Jack Regan, how much course design am I doing, and is that going to be a part of my future? It's almost none at this point. I have a couple co-designs out there, but no, this isn't something that I'm putting a bunch of time into at the moment. I know that a bunch of guys are, but it's not me. Randy Dueck, dude, can you sit down real quick?
Yeah. So what are you doing?
This is a live podcast.
Oh, this is live?
This is live. Yeah,
Alright,
grab
what's
that mic.
Okay, is this thing on?
Dude, first and foremost, yeah, it's good. You're good to go.
All right.
First and foremost, Randy Dueck, tell us where you're from.
I am from Belize, Central America.
How did you get into disc golf?
I got into disc golf. We had a course there in the jungle, probably since 1995. Me and my friends, Sunday afternoon watching football, we're like, let's go do something. Nearest activities, there's a place like 30 minutes from where we were watching. We didn't know what disc golf was. We went there, and they had some discs to rent. We tried throwing, didn't know what we were doing, but we got hooked.
Nice.
Went back home, started watching some Jomez, bought some discs, and yeah, I mean. just
What
picked
year
up
was
a-
that?
2019, end of 2019.
End of 2019. So you're still pretty fresh into this.
I want to say I'm very new, yeah.
yeah,
It
you're on
makes
the
me
newer
feel better.
side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of these guys have been doing it for years and years.
Right.
Okay, so over the last 2 off seasons,
Right.
you have become one of the content kings of the off season. Your Instagram page is now one of my favorite things to watch. How did that develop, and like how creative are you guys? It seems like you have an endless amount of creativity.
Well, thank you. It all came from just being bored. I'm there 6 months out of the year back in Belize, and can practice, right? And I do, but there was a lot of time that needed to be filled. So I was like, all right, let's post some content. And I happen to be from a place where there's a lot going on, right? I live in a farming community, so there's tractors, boats, lakes, and there's a lot
Horses.
of freedom. Yeah, so one thing led to another. I have no idea if I'm creative or not. We just try a lot of stuff. Some of it is dumb, some of it is fun,
Dude.
and some of it are flops. But we just like post all the time, and some of my friends will give me ideas. Some of them are my ideas, but it's very random, but it's fun.
Dude, Randy's channel is must watch. What's your Instagram handle?
Randy_Duick95.
Have I been saying it wrong this whole time? It's Duick?
Duick.
Duick.
Kind of, if you do say do it, you just say Duick. Do it.
Duick. Okay, I've been saying it pretty much right there.
Yeah, it's not
I
bad.
haven't been messing it up. Yeah, you guys get on Instagram, get on this dude, follow him up. It's seriously entertaining stuff. He's on a horse, he's in a boat, he's throwing the disc way up into the air. Multiple things happening. I'm telling you, this is much watch TV.
Appreciate it.
Let's get to this course. What do you think about it?
I like it. I've always liked this place.
Was this your 3rd year?
3rd year now? Yeah. It's changed every single year, but I really like it. Plays a little bit shorter this time, and there's more forehands, I feel like. But it's a new challenge, and I'm looking forward to it.
You don't like the forehand?
Oh, did it sound like I didn't like it?
It did. It did. I think the people at home got that feel as well.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a new part of my game that I'm trying to work on. So it's been feeling good all week, though. So if it's dialed, we got no problem.
You're obviously an athletic guy. Hand-eye coordination, not a problem. You just got to start practicing, and you're going to end up like Isaac or James, winning a world championship.
I agree. That's what we're going for.
Yeah, just like stay at it. Only backhands until you win worlds.
For
Seems to be
real.
the play right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you think you can throw a backhand on every single hole in this course? Aren't there a few where you must throw a forehand if you want a birdie, or are they just that good with their flip-up game?
If you're asking me, I have not been past this point on the course yet.
Okay, there's a few new holes where I'm like, are kind of have to throw forehand. But
Like that one right there.
yes,
Hole, what is it?
that is
16.
16.
Yeah.
You can get something to edge of circle maybe, but hey, maybe
I saw Raven Newsom park a backhand over there a second ago.
You can do anything with a backhand. You can do anything if you have the right disc.
That's it. That's it. Believe. All right, man. The man
All right.
from Belize. Thank
Yeah.
you, Randy. Appreciate you stopping by,
Appreciate you
dude.
having me on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Randy Dueck. Now check him off the list. He's been on the live pod.
Thank you. See ya.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Tyler Brickley wears eyeliner. What? Captain Moistbeard. What you guys don't know, I don't even know if it's ever been talked about really, is that Tyler Brickley, who's now one of the spokespeople, content creators for Infinite Discs, he and I went to high school together. His older brother and my older sister dated and went to prom and homecoming or whatever else it was. Tyler's from like a family of like 8 people. And my family is also pretty big, and they were very close. Tyler was on the golf team with me my senior year. I knew Tyler very, very well, and neither of us played disc golf in high school. Neither of us talked about disc golf. It was never mentioned. No one at my school, I don't think, even did. This was all after the fact, obviously. I'm 38, rookie of the year at 33. I did not start this game early, and neither did Tyler. But yeah, me and Tyler, we go way, way back. So making fun of Tyler, man, I'm definitely here for it, Captain Moistbeard. I don't know what you mean, Doc. I'm not sure what you mean. Let's see what else we got in here. What else we got going on? We should probably just get Bob in here. I think it's time to get Bobby in here. All right. If you've watched a good ace on go throw from the catch cam position, the slip ace. Was that the day we switched?
I don't think it was the day, but it was definitely within was it the day?
The day the slip ace happened.
We got the camera delivered to Maple Hill.
That's right.
Camera got delivered to Maple Hill. Bob straps it on, films one of the most seen disc golf shots of all time.
Yeah, really hard to top it. It's unfortunate that it happened immediately because now I'm just, expecting something awesome every throw.
Honestly, that's the last time I wore sandals on skins. Like, you make changes once something crazy like that happens. You're like, I'm not going to be caught looking like that again.
But you wore the stash for a while, though.
I did wear the stash for a while. It was a joke that went way too far.
Pretty far.
All right, my best Bob story. Thanks for asking. Bob pitched in college. Very good baseball player. Extremely good forehander. Got a little wobble on it, but it almost always goes where he wants it to go. And we were at the fair, and Bobby had a turkey stick this big in one hand and threw 3 straight pitches, broke 3 straight plates, got the big bear, took it home, no problem. I was blown away. I had no idea, Bobby.
Yeah, it surprised me. It was only about 10 feet away, so it wasn't too crazy.
Don't tell people that.
But yeah, it was fun.
It had to be further
That was a
than
fun
too.
day, actually.
What
was that Idlewild? No, Des Moines.
I think that was Des Moines.
Des Moines.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Bob, did that stay?
It did stay.
Yeah, thank you, James.
Even though
Nichols.
I saw it right in front of me, I still didn't think it stayed just because I was like,
I know.
How is this even possible?
Yeah, I
But
saw it too. Obviously, I saw it go in. The disc stopped, but I don't know. Some of the craziest makes of all time, the disc disappears so quickly that it's like hard to tell exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Conrad's the holy shot. That's one of them too. I mean, I was standing like within 20 feet of James when that happened, and like my reaction was late because I didn't know it happened. All those people in the stands, they had the reaction right there. There you go. Me in sandals. That's perfect. You guys just watched it. That's the last time I wore sandals on a disc golf course. Fun fact. What a card that was, though, man. Ricky Wysocki, Chris Dickerson.
Yeah, we brought them all back
Big
the next
Germ,
year.
Kevin Jones. Tried to recreate the slip ace. You know it doesn't work that easy.
I feel like people don't talk about the Bradley throw-ins that happen on that course.
They don't enough, no. I mean, Bradley throws in constantly. Maybe it's that. The casualness with he throws in, like, that probably makes it seem like just normal.
And there was the one where he threw his first shot thinking it was his other putter.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, let me just try this again. And
Took the Sharpie
Drano.
out, wrote stable on it, and then threw it into the basket.
Yeah.
Absolutely sick. Bobby, do we got anybody coming up?
Well, we saw a ton of. I saw Jake in the practice area, so he might
Jakey
be rolling
boy?
through. Yeah.
Jakey Heenheimer. Go snag Jakey Heenheimer.
You want me to go get him?
Yeah.
All right.
All
BRB.
That's Bob from Go Throw right there. That's the catch cam. But he's also out there working for the Pro Tour as well. The Go Throw team does work with the Pro Tour on a weekly basis. They're out there filming, editing. They're doing stuff, working as a team. A bunch of people, you know, talking about how Go Throw this, Go Throw that. We are complimentary to the Pro Tour. We are working with them to grow disc golf, hopefully taking a little bit of the pressure off of them, you know, and helping pick up some of that slack. That's something that we've been wanting since the beginning. Luke, ever consider another lotto ticket skins match? That was amazing with Chris and Zach Melton. Doc, I can't say that I remember what you're talking about, honestly. Can you give me some more information? $50 for the match play event. I mean, you're gonna pay $50 for a concert, right? You know, you go to see a band that you like that comes into town that's not here very often. It seems like it's a semi-fair price point. I don't know if it's scaring people away, but I do see a couple comments about the price of the match play entry. Honestly, it's going to be a fun day, and it's going to be this different format where it's more relaxed. You'll be there closer. For that reason, I think it'll be like a concert, and being similarly priced to a concert makes sense to me. Casey White, Colton Montgomery, Trevin Crow, all over there. Putting on hole 16. Yeah, I heard that 17 is a really nasty one. I think people are going to toast this place, though. All right, Jack Regan, who on tour loves to cook for people? This one, these are names that, like, you don't think of necessarily right off the bat, but, like, Connor O'Reilly makes a mean guacamole. Like, Jake Mon's only 20 years old, but somehow he can cook a great steak. Like, him and Joey Buckets have been cooking steaks up, like, almost every day. It's, yeah, there's a lot of people eating meat on tour. I think Catrina Allen started that, actually. You know, she was talking about the carnivore diet a little bit right there, but she may have been the first person that really dedicated to it and like went all in on it, and now a lot of people are doing it. So much steak being eaten on tour right now. Speaking of eating steak, that's a big boy right there. That's a big old steak right there. Nope, nobody's here, and then all of a sudden, all these handsome gentlemen show up. Look at this guy right here. One of the hottest golfers on the planet, solely, but Jake, take a seat, bud. Okay, what changed?
What changed?
Yeah, you get a haircut?
I did.
Look at this. Jake Heenheimer looking clean,
Looking
respectable.
good.
Yeah. Got a little facial hair trimmed up maybe a little bit too.
Got to go home, see some of my loved ones.
Is that a scar right there?
Yeah, it's a bad one.
What is that?
That's from my day. Oh, that's from my days of working, building pools, and I was getting a 2x4 off the racks of a work truck, and or no, I wasn't. 2x4 was on the ground, and the work truck had its hydraulic
Lift out.
like things out, yeah. And I was picking up this 2x4, and whenever I came up, the corner of it caught me on my neck. And I actually hit my head first. You see the scar here too.
I was looking at that one next.
It hit my head and then my neck.
Oh my
and,
god. And that's why he is the way he is,
yeah,
guys.
I didn't notice it either for probably a few minutes, and I just went back to work.
Really?
And my boss came over and was like, "What the bleep is wrong with you?"
Dude, it looks
blah,
big.
Blah, blah.
It looks big and deep and
Yeah.
wide, you know?
Yep.
Looks
It
like
was
a wide
It was
gash.
a pretty bad one. It had like 9 or 10 stitches, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Jake, who on tour loves to cook for people?
Who on tour loves to cook?
This guy right here likes to eat, so
I
that's why it's a
love
good
to
question
eat.
for him.
Oh, I got a lot of homes that love to cook for me. Who on tour?
I said a couple
Probably
names.
Angie. Angie's be cooking for me all the time. I love
Shout
Angie.
out to my lady,
Yes.
Angie. Angie does make some fire food. She's recently gone like pretty healthy with the foods as well, which has got to be helping us.
Yep, it has.
Yeah.
It's been really nice, honestly.
She probably cooks for you more than she cooks for me, honestly.
I don't ask. She offers, and I never say no.
You just sit on my couch looking hungry. All right, guys. Do we plan on putting a course in Cali on the Go Throw Tour in the future? We would love to. Did you go to what was that place in
Brook
the red?
Trails.
Yeah, Brook Trails.
Brook Trails, yeah.
Brook Trails would be sweet to go
Yes.
to. The staff and the people that own that place are great. We have a relationship with them already. Being in the redwoods is next level. That would be super cool to.
Yeah, I
to
don't
be
know
able
how
to
to
do.
serve, or I guess you don't really
Service?
need service where you're going, what you're doing
With the
what your
current,
guys are
yeah,
doing.
with the current Go Throw process, yeah, of putting out really quick post production, that could probably work. That'd be a spot we'd look at. We do have an off week this year. I think we're going to use that off week and actually not work, but I don't know. You might see us at Brook Trails.
Yeah.
You never know. If you got questions for Jake, put them here. One thing I love about Jake is that I know he's been getting in the practice rounds. So tell me about this course. Tell me about some of the changes.
I literally got here about 20 minutes ago.
This guy.
I went home and saw some family, saw my girlfriend, took a day to relax and refocus and figure out what I wanted to do.
Bob, switch over to these guys. Let's see some of these shots real quick. It's not working? We don't have to.
What do you think about the change on the
on
first
hole
hole?
one? You want my honest opinion of the first
Yeah.
hole? What is it? How far is that hole?
290.
What's it say? 290? 280. It's a 280-foot hole with nothing in the way. So basically 255 feet of nothing in the way.
Yeah.
So the worst thing that could happen is you would hit a tree and roll back to 40 feet. I think everybody gets a birdie putt.
And there's no OB whatsoever.
I guess there's a little OB like 50 long, which is essentially impossible to get
Impossible to get to.
to. It's not my favorite, but pace of play will the course will start good.
Yeah.
Everybody will be gone. Like,
Yeah.
You'll be so far away from the first hole by the next tee time.
And then we got a gap shot on the second hole, par 4, that you get out of the way pretty quick too.
I don't know.
You haven't been on the course?
I haven't. Well, I am on the course now, technically.
Well, I will say I've been watching footage, and I watched Aaron Gossage and Ezra Aderhold's practice round.
right,
and, like,
yeah,
so
yeah,
I know
yeah.
the changes and stuff
Yeah.
that have happened. So I'm studied up a little bit. I'm not completely in the dark out here.
Okay. That practice round is kind of clutch. I know a lot
Yeah.
of players on tour who aren't going to get to the spot beforehand actually do go and watch the practice round. Good luck out there.
This is the 1-year anniversary of the Snake in the Van as well. This is
Goodness, we should
exciting
probably
times last
we should
year.
probably relive that in a quick story. Remind us all how the Snake in the Van story goes.
Okay, I'll do this as quick as I can. Me and Paul Oman going to look for rocks. I see a snake in the road. I want to show Paul that the snake that I found. Grab the snake, grab the snake, tries to bite me while I'm driving to the parking lot. Drop the snake in my van, thinking I can just find it real quick. Don't find it real quick. Spend the next probably 2 days figuring out ways of how to get the snake out of my van. I can see it in certain spots. I know where it's at, but I can't. There's no way to get it out of my van. So I try to use a mouse. I lost the mouse, and the snake got a happy meal. And then came back after one of my practice rounds, and it was just sitting on my dashboard. And just picked it up off my dashboard and let it go.
Oh my gosh. Multiple days, guys. He sleeps in his van. He literally sleeps in his van with the snake.
Had multiple encounters in those 3 days with the snake, but it got away a few times.
What kind of snake was it?
It was a black snake, just an eastern black snake, rat snake. Yeah.
An eastern black snake.
Yeah. It'd
That
be
sounds
eastern
like a
rat
fake
snake
name.
would be the more proper.
I know like 90% of the people in this, we got 265 people in here. That's like 200 plus people are just terrified by the thought of sleeping in a van with a snake in it, Jake.
Yeah,
You're wild for that one.
Yeah.
I like that sophisticated pig. I like that. Called you a Jake charmer.
Yep.
A snake, a Jake charmer. Are you playing out here with Kev? What are you
I
doing?
am. I'm waiting for Kev to get here. I'm sure he's going to hop on here for a minute.
Yeah, we'll jump on with Kev.
And then
What have you guys, where are you staying this week? Chris hasn't sent you the Airbnb address
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I did did you guys get the same Airbnb as last year? Do you guys know? No? Dang. I lost a bag of rocks this place last year.
You did.
I had a really insane Crowley Ridge agate in my bag that I lost. It was a big old potato.
Every year, we typically come here from Jonesboro.
Yeah.
And we just dig agates the whole time we're in Jonesboro.
Yep.
It's
The whole
Crowley
time.
Ridge agates. Almost nobody in that area cares about rocks. So they're literally in the Taco Bell parking lot. They're at the Super 8. They're all over the course, in every pit.
Nobody minds if you go looking for them. Nobody cares what
Yeah.
you're going to look for rocks.
We're telling all our secrets right here. Don't take our Crowley Ridge agates.
Well, I hope we go back next year.
Dude, speaking of snakes, there was a couple monster copperheads.
Yeah, I was just, I don't know if Kim and Steve want me to say this or not, but I was just hanging out around the clubhouse, and I just wanted to go look for some snakes real quick, and I went and flipped a few pieces of tin and found 2 insane looking copperheads, which were really cool.
Beautiful
But they
snakes.
were gorgeous, looked completely different from each other, completely different colors.
Some of the worst things in life are beautiful.
Yeah, and they were just chilling. Nobody would have known they were there if I wouldn't have went looking for them.
Yeah, right. They weren't like out and about.
No.
You actually went herping.
Yeah.
You tried to find snakes and
Yeah.
found them. Big
Yeah.
surprise there. Yeah, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to hear from us? Ask Jake a question or two in the bottom, and we'll continue talking about some random stuff in the meantime.
This Thursday we got Team Series dropping from Prodigy, right? Is that the 3rd, April 3rd?
April 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, worth bringing up.
Yeah.
Jakey boy, you got
this the what were we calling it? The Quake Snake coming out.
Yeah.
On my D1. That's
yeah.
what I'm
You got
calling
the
my
D1. I got the D3. Both of them are beautiful,
Mhm.
amazing looking. The foils they're killing it
Yeah,
with the
I
work.
love my snap. It's
Lane
looking so
has
good.
been absolutely killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Should we get this guy on right here?
Evan Spur.
Evan, you want
I'm gonna go grab some food. I'm
Okay,
on
you're
my way
good. You're good. You're
out.
good.
On my way out.
No worries,
Maybe
man.
next time.
Yeah, we got Pro Tour officials cruising around getting stuff done.
Our rock hounding buddy.
I know that is our rock hounding buddy
Yeah.
right there from. He's all the way up in Vermont,
Mhm.
man. Evan Spur from Vermont. He's in charge of a lot of stuff these days with the Pro Tour.
There's the man himself
Yeah.
coming in.
Jake, the most little known thing about Luke.
The most little known thing about Luke. Ah, man, I was gonna go easy one with the milk, but everybody knows that. And,
I do smash milk.
She
Go through about a
smashes
gallon every
milk.
2 days. What's up, Kev Jones? All black? I like that.
Thing known about.
It was cold this morning.
Yeah.
But what's funny is all the fins, there was a 4-pack, and they were all blacked out.
Yeah.
He
No,
loves.
I personally dig
He
the all black,
loves
you know?
Bucky's cashews. He cannot get enough of the everything bagel cashews from Bucky's. He grabs 4 packs every single time he goes to Bucky's, and he loads up.
That's right. That's
Yep.
right. It is the cashews. That is a little known thing right there. All right, Jake Heenheimer. Appreciate you being
appreciate
with
it.
us. Let's bring in the champ right here. We got
Howdy,
a
howdy.
Go Throw Tour winner on our hands, Mr. Kevin Jones. Took it down in crazy fashion. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but like, what are your thoughts looking back now?
It's just nice to get a win. Makes me believe in myself a lot. Like I was believing in myself, but still just to be able to come out on top is really important, and it's nice to see.
Yeah, the hard work paying off for sure.
For sure.
Dude, and winning is so hard. It's never easy. Taking down the dub, I mean, you've got a bunch of big dubs on your hands, but just like the feeling that you get as you're coming down those last 3 holes, like it's not normal, and you can't plan for it. And if you haven't been there in a second, you know, it hits you like a wave.
Exactly, dude. You cannot plan for it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
you hit it spot on, dude.
the way that your brain thinks through thoughts changes. The way that your confidence and like you're sweating, and the way that you like think the wind and the disc, and it's just a crazy experience altogether. But congratulations,
Yeah,
man!
thank
Amazing
you.
to see, and what a field too. You took down Calvin Heimberg, Gannon Burr. I mean, Sullivan Tipton playing fantastic golf that whole time. That guy's looking really good these days. Anybody impress you out there in the field?
I mean, just off of the ones you named, like Sullivan was super impressive.
Yeah.
I could tell off the first hole of the first round that he was going to be one of the guys to beat for sure. He doesn't make many mistakes, and if he does, he's not going to make one on the next shot. He's got a really solid game. Sometimes it doesn't look like he's playing great, and he's playing really, really good. So
Yeah, he just makes it look easy. Sometimes you put people to sleep like that, you know? You just like lull them into a false sense of confidence by just like being so casual and about it. Have you played practice round here?
Yeah, I did the Jomez practice round this morning. Yeah.
Okay, so you're getting in multiples today. You're no stranger to that. What do you think about the track?
Interesting changes. They tightened up, made it harder. That's always good, but definitely a couple interesting changes like hole 1 and hole 16 or whatever. Yeah.
280 feet without much in the way.
Just like throwing it into the trees basically.
Yeah, I was gonna blindfold myself at some point and throw one of these lost discs into the circle just to show you guys that it doesn't matter where you throw it on this hole.
Might be a grenade though, honestly.
You're gonna do that?
I mean, it's there, dude. I did it this morning.
On the
Yeah, it didn't quite work out, but I'll get it up there.
just like a little short or what?
Yeah, it landed a short of the rocks, and then
So is this place harder than last year?
it is harder.
Couple
You know,
strokes?
it is, but they added this hole, which is one of the easier holes we've played all year. What is it, 15? It's a par 3. It's 300 feet sidearm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I always sat there and putted for a while and watched people throw in. It seems like a pretty easy forehand. I mean, there's
Yeah.
obviously OB. Does the
Yeah.
blind factor of it play a little bit like Eureka Lake hole
yes,
9 or 10
it's
or whatever
exactly
it is?
that, dude.
Yeah.
Except it's
Slightly
less
further.
close to OB, you know, like that
That's
one
true,
is
right?
right on the OB,
Yeah,
15
yeah.
feet. This one, you got a little more space. You just gotta like be focused
Yeah.
on that hole. I mean, it's really simple hole.
Just right
But-
out of sight.
But yeah, so like they tightened up all the OBs on the par 4s, but they added a couple holes like these, so it'll shake things up. I don't
Yeah.
know if it'll make it easier or harder.
Yeah. What parts of the game felt best at Persimmon, and like how is that going to help you here?
It's just the backhand, man. The backhand is something I can now rely on. I can lean on it and just throw it. I can just, whenever the pressure's on, I know I can pull it out and throw it. I hadn't had that in a while.
Yeah. Is there something like specific that you can impart? I mean, a lot of it's feel, obviously, but is there a change that you made?
The mental note that's helping me is just like following through with my hand up, getting my hand out of the way like that.
Nice.
So whether or not I'm actually doing that,
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
the mental note is very, very
Yeah.
nice.
It's crazy how the mental thought, it feels like it's something different in our swing or whatever it is, but it's mostly the same shot, just with more confidence. Heck yeah. All right, KJ. Yeah, I know you and Jay got a round to play.
We gonna get it.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate all the love back in Arkansas. It's been awesome. I still have the best job in the world, and I'm excited for the rest of the year.
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
KJ put the state on his back this weekend. Took down our second event of the Go Throw Tour presented by Prodigy. Man, couldn't happen to a better guy. Kevin Jones getting his swag back. Love what's happening here. Yeah, you want to give away a disc? Ooh, what is this right here? My favorite fairway driver in bright orange with a nice little profile and the clean Go Throw stamp. Yeah, we're gonna give this one away right here. Let's think of a trivia question. Gotta make it fair. You guys answer in the comments below. I'm gonna pick the first answer that I see that is correct. Tell me what's a good one? I got a bunch of them running through my head right now, but it's all has to do with Music City, I guess. Why don't you guys tell me who won Music City in 2022? I know, I saw that. Yeah, it looked like it was about 30 feet lower. That's pretty normal. All right, 2022 Music City MPO winner. This one is actually kind of tricky too. Hit me in the comments below. I'm almost positive I know who it is. Chris, you got it? The 2022 Music City Open champion. I think it's... Everybody's researching it right now. Simon Dickerson, Simon. All right, the first Simon was Brian Gordon. I don't think it's Simon, though. I could completely be wrong. But I don't think it is. It is? Yeah, they said, yeah. So he did? It was Chris? All right, it was the first Dickerson, and I was wrong. I really thought it was Mason Ford that won that one, but no. All right, B-Tron. B/Tron. Message us on Instagram, B-Tron. Hit us up. We'll get this disc out to you. Lots of Simons. Lots of Dickersons. That's a really safe bet out here. Definitely a safe bet. Did he throw the grenade? I didn't even see. Didn't throw it. Man, that's a starting hole right there. That's what it is. Missy Gannon. Nice. Not exactly the right gender, but I don't know what else we got to talk about. We're gonna be headed up to the West Coast before too long. We're here in Nashville, and then we got Eagles Crossing, which we talked about, and then we're going to Kansas City, which, being from Kansas, I should have played this place already, but I haven't played a big tournament in Kansas City ever. I barely even played a tournament outside of the DDO and Emporia in Kansas. Just like learned how to play in Texas and started traveling the country. So really excited to be in Kansas City. I think that Metroplex is really excited about disc golf as well. And I can't wait to see Kansas City show up. Hopefully the weather's right and that thing turns out to be a really fun time. After that, we got the first major of the year. Champions Cup. The big one at the big course. Most of the time it's at a wooded track. That was kind of the point of Champions Cup, was to bring us a wooded major. That is now going away as we head over to Swenson Golf Club and play a very open, very power friendly course. It's been mostly big arms that have won out there. Emerson Keith did take down a dub, but he was putting lights out that week, and he also throws it way further than other people think. Yeah. We got a crew starting 17. They should be here in no time. Talk to Silas Schultz. That kid is a really good kid. If you got questions for Silas, drop them now so that we're ready for him when he gets here. Back to the Champions Cup, man. We got one of the best skins cards of the year at the Champions Cup. We got Paul McBeth, Simon Lizotte. I don't even remember off the top of my head. I just know we got Paul McBeth, Drew Gibson, and Matty O. Drew, Matt, Paul, Simon. Absurd. That skins match is going to be so good. Huge bombs being thrown. Matty O cracking everybody up. McBeth's only played 2 skins matches, actually, ever. He's a busy man. So this will be the 3rd one that he is jumping on OTB Tour Series skins. That'll be like episode 141 coming to you. Because we just got done with 139, I believe. Math checks out. Yeah, that'll be a fun one. Yes, Simon was the highest percentage guess. Everybody that guessed Simon. Pot of gold. Yeah, nice. Yeah, those are good questions. JT Gibson, good stuff, man. Throwing down some questions for Silas when he gets here. Yeah, Silas just got done playing a little lead card action at an A tier in New Orleans. So he's kind of peaking at the right time too. And speaking of Champions Cup, that's really the moment when Silas popped off. The last time that we were in Appling playing the Champions Cup, Silas played lead card action, I think, almost the whole time. Made almost every putt he looked at, threw so hard through those gaps in Appling. And man, kid's got a ton of game. Kind of fell off a little bit since then, but coming back strong. He's always been really good at social media, a really creative guy who takes people into the game in a way that no one else is really doing. If you're not following him on Instagram, you definitely need to. His videos, 100% unique. Nobody else is doing it exactly like Silas in the game right now. Yeah, we might as well call this guy over. He's going to be a big money skins, the Eagles Crossing Invitational. You got 2 seconds, Robba? Yeah. This man was with us in New Zealand as well. Actually got a dub in New Zealand too. Started the year off hot, winning the first event in New Zealand. Now sitting with us now, Robert Burridge. How are we feeling?
Feeling good. How about you?
Good, man. You liking the new bag?
I am. I feel like I'm finally kind of filling in the last fairway slots I need,
Yeah.
and so we're feeling really good.
It takes a while to do all that stuff. The fact that you were playing so good in New Zealand was honestly startling. Like your power drivers, I guess you had figured out at that point. You were throwing the Enforcer well, throwing the General really well. What are the fairways you're liking?
For me, it was just the honors, that straight, slightly overstable slot, even getting into that kind of late fade turning shot, and that was one that, I got the last few weeks, and I'm really happy to have now and feeling good.
Yeah. You were crushed on the Concho, not the Hideaway for that first event, but you attended the last event, Persimmon Ridge, that we just got done playing. Give people your thoughts on what happened there.
It was kind of sad to see Sully 3-putt to end it.
Yeah.
That was rough to see. That was, really sad for Sully, I'm sure. I'm happy KJ got it done.
Yeah.
Especially at Persimmon.
Yeah.
That was a really, really good.
It was a feel-good story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
feel-good
was.
story for him.
Yeah, I hate to see somebody 3-putt, but man, if you forget about that, there's a ton of good golf that Sully played. He should be proud of that. And we also saw Emily coming in hot as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Emily had a hot last round, and it came down to the last hole with her and Nina and Jenny all tied, and it was
It's insane
it was just
action.
so much fun to watch.
Insane action. I can't wait to watch it. That's on Birdie Productions. I don't think it's dropped yet, so we won't tell anybody anything else other than that. But yeah, Emily Weatherman scorches that final round. Were you there the whole time?
Yeah, I was there full round.
Got to see the whole thing.
I mean, I was kind of late to warming up. I had my bag on. I was fully set after they played hole 15.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of need to watch the end of this and at least see how it ends.
That's funny. That reminds me of the time Cat Merch won Jonesboro. I was playing with Nico that day, and Nico showed up to his tee time like on the 2-minute mark, roughly. He didn't warm up. He didn't throw a putt. He just watched Cat win that thing and then played his whole round with a smile on his face, 5 over, I think it was. Like
he didn't care. He was like, I saw Cat 1. I'm good. Whatever happens, happens at this point.
Yeah. All right, so have you gotten in a practice round out here?
Yes, played 2 today, actually. Got a couple in.
Harder or easier than last year?
I'd say harder in different spots, but overall probably slightly easier. I think the weather is going to be the biggest factor in who can deal with the conditions that come in for us.
It's something about this place that brings the rain.
Yeah. Was this 4 years running at least?
I think every single year.
Every year?
I mean, people getting stuck in parking lots, trudging around in the mud. It is like a battling the elements type of tournament. It almost always seems like it. Who can control the mentals and play good in the rain? Do you play good in the rain?
I slow it down, and I usually play fairly well in the rain, especially when it comes to stuff like this, because I'm pretty good at anticipating skips and kind of knowing how my discs are going to react in different conditions. And so that was, it's something I'm kind of looking forward to and seeing how everyone plays, because I know that I don't necessarily have to do as much as I think I do.
Yeah.
And yet I'm still, my game plan is birdies, and so I'll be going for birdies.
Man, you can take what you just said and apply it to a lot of areas of life and disc golf. Like, you don't have to do as much as you think you do. We have these expectations built up in our heads of like, this is how you beat Paul and this is how you do that. But it's really, you break it down and make it simple and play your game. And, that goes for all life as well.
Yeah. I mean, sticking to what you plan, there's always going to be certain things you don't expect, certain things that come up both in life and in disc golf. And you have to just roll with it, like rollaways, whether it's a bad wind gust, whether it's a favorable wind gust. You just have to kind of look at it and roll with it, because everyone deals with it one time or another, and so you just got to go with it.
No doubt. Take us back to that playoff with Simon all those years ago, man. A lot of people's first time seeing you, and you nearly took down a giant that day.
Yeah.
Like, looking back, I still have fond memories of that playoff and like that huge putt on hole 3.
Yeah,
Like,
that was sick.
That was amazing. Did you guys start on hole 3?
No, we started on 1, and I had a putt from 35 to win it on 1, and just tickled right side chains.
Dang.
and didn't stick. And so
Y'all both birdie 2.
both birdie 2 and then birdie 3, which I think on Jomez they said was the first birdies they saw on the hole.
Yeah, I played way harder. They took more trees out for the current setup. That was a hard year. That was the first year of hole 3. I remember that. Yeah, you hit the little straddle jumper,
Yeah.
cashed it, and then that stump, dude.
Yeah.
Do you walk up and hawk a loogie on that stump every year or what?
It was kind of funny because I was on second feature card the year after, and my drive actually landed like leaning up against the stump.
Oh.
The first round when I was on coverage, I just kind of looked at it and I was like,
You couldn't do that.
it's like
last
if
year.
it did it last year, this might be a different story.
Yeah.
Simon still made the putt, and I look back and Simon earned the win.
Yeah.
And I only have fond memories of that.
Yeah. If you had hit right there at the stump, would you have putted first or Simon?
Simon, I would have been at around 15 feet to maybe 20.
Yeah, so you would have been putting the pressure on him to hit that putt. It wouldn't have been just like for the win. It would have been to keep it in it.
Yep.
Would have been a totally different situation. Man, you're a beast. We love having you on the program.
Yeah. Thank you.
You took down that win in New Zealand. If people haven't watched it, go check it out. This guy is so smooth. One of the best players in the game. Robert Burridge, thanks for popping in, man.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, brother. Nice little bonus right there, getting some Burridge content as well.
Good luck this week, Luke.
Thank you, man. You too.
Thank you.
Let's get Casey White in here. Casey White, the pride of Massachusetts.
Back again.
I know. You were at Sprinkle. We talked about the van a little bit.
Yeah.
Talked about what's happening. We didn't talk about your dog yet, dude.
No, we haven't talked about Tate.
Yeah. What's up with Tate?
Tato, so Ellie's had Tate since COVID.
Oh, okay.
So he'll be 5 in July.
I got you.
Yeah, he's absolute precious dog. He's a mama's boy and a perfect van life dog.
Yeah,
Couldn't ask for better.
I know. What is he, about 12 pounds, 15 pounds?
He's 17. He's
17?
thicker than he appears.
Yeah, he does. He wears it well.
Yeah, he does.
Going with 17-pounder over a 90-pounder is a good call.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, especially when those hips wear out and you got to pick them up and down all the time.
Yeah.
Can he
that's a
jump
bummer.
into the van?
He can jump in the van, yeah.
Yeah.
The passenger and driver doors are a little iffy for him, but the side door, no problem.
Okay. All right. What's up with this course? We've heard a few different mixed reviews. Harder or easier? in your
Oh,
mind?
dude, I have no clue. I really don't. Yeah.
You played previous years.
Yeah, so I played 21, 24, 25 now.
Okay.
I skipped the silver and I
Your
skipped
Mason
23.
one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so my first year out here was the debut.
Yeah.
And then I kind of gave it a break because
It was sloppy that year.
I
dude.
wanted to be other places than this course. But I saw it improve over the years and decided last year it works with the schedule. I skipped Jonesboro last year for an event back home. This year it's an off week for the event back home. So here I am and headed right home after this. But I'll say, you never really know what you're going to get out of this course because it seems to have no identity. There's only a couple holes that are like mainstays, and they're picking the right ones.
Yeah.
They're picking the right ones to be mainstays.
Nice.
But it's just kind of like, it's one of those courses that whoever wants it can go get it.
Yeah, a putting course, if you will. Whoever's hitting that circle's edge is going to keep themselves in it the whole time.
And no more veterans.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We got the MVP baskets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Slight upgrade, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things that this course and the people that work on it have done better than most is listen to feedback, I think. Like immediately after that first year,
Yeah.
Dickerson came in and apparently they listened to him and they continued adjusting even to this year. Everything is continually changing, but it seems like they're striving to get the best course they can.
Yeah, absolutely. And just with the installation of this park area here, we got a nice parking lot, we got permanent bathrooms, moving hole 1 down here just seemed like a great move. The way that they shifted over here, hole 3 last year is now 16 and 1 separately, where last year we used to have to cross through hole 3 live fairway just to get to our tee time. They're solving issues.
Yeah, that was interesting. I forgot about the walking.
I did not. It was the first thing I mentioned when we walked up here.
Let me see if we got any questions for Casey White. What are you putting with, Casey?
Brand new P-Line P2.
It's brand new.
It's my debut weekend with these bad boys.
Okay.
So it's a 2025 Worlds in Finland fundraiser.
Ooh.
First Discmania made P-Line disc ever made.
Wait.
So we used to have P-Line in our old lineup with Innova, and we've only had D-Line since 2021.
Okay.
So it's taken whatever 4 years for us to get our own P line.
Wow.
And couldn't be happier.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I've been putting with the P1X, so I was putting with a bead, and the D-line plastic's not as durable as this new P-line is, and like every little gash and gouge, even off the basket, I'd get a ding, and it would, make me think about my grip.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And the world's going to Europe. Fantastic stuff. Being a Discmania guy, I'm sure you're gonna get
extra motivation,
Yeah, and special treatment.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Slap on the back, an extra beverage here or there, like
for sure.
There's definitely some additions. Casey White, appreciate you jumping in.
Yeah,
with
no
us,
problem.
man.
Always.
Quick and easy. That's the man from Massachusetts right there. All right, we actually got a fighter for you guys next. This is bonus coverage right here. We got. Yeah, I mean, dude, here we go. Mr. Paul McBeth. Yeah, man.
Eating dinner.
Grab that mic if you want to.
Sure.
Thanks for being with us. This is a live podcast on Go Throw right now. If you guys got questions for Paul, drop them down. He doesn't have forever, but how you liking this new layout here?
It's fun. I actually enjoy this course. From the first year, I didn't really enjoy it, but they've made a lot of good changes. It feels like a disc golf course now. Like you get that park aspect, but no people walking around, so it's really cool.
We can't get a break on the weather, though, it seems here.
No, I mean, we're here in April. March, April.
Yeah.
What do we expect?
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. We got you playing Skins come Champions Cup time on a pretty sick card with Drew, Simon, and Matty O. What do you think about Champions Cup being at Swenson? There's a big change there.
Yeah, it is. It's different than what the Champions Cup we're used to.
It was intended to be, really.
It was intended to be the wooded major, the springtime major, which we still have the timing, but it's a big change for what it was intended to be. But I mean, it's not in the South, it's not in the woods, but it's still a major, still got that title. So
yeah, seems like they're rolling with some punches, and hopefully we'll be back at Appling at some point. It'd be really cool to be in those woods again. That course historically is like a bomber track.
Yeah.
What do you think your chances are to take that one down?
I don't think I've played really well out there.
Makes two of us.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I feel like it's a course that I just don't seem to stay focused on the whole time, and I don't know what it is. But maybe the major status will allow me to lock in a little bit better, and
it seems like you concentrate well in those situations.
Yeah, maybe take it a little bit more serious. So we'll see.
Yeah, right on. Well, you got a guy with you that was carrying the bag around. I see a sweaty back over there.
Yeah, he's salted up.
Is he caddying for you this week too?
He is. Yeah, he's caddying this week. Julian Marquez came in.
Yeah, we got Julian Marquez over here. Jump in if you want, man.
I carry this team.
Here, sit down.
He seems to carry my bag, and I don't do well. So we're trying to change things.
I actually played with you one time in Kansas, and that was the case. You guys were having fun the whole time, though.
No, you played was at the Preserve.
Was it?
Yeah, we were at the Preserve.
I missed.
Okay. Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we might have played at DDO, and I missed the cut as well. But
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
DDO, I forgot about that.
So what are you gonna change this week to help this team win?
So I figured this out, that if you challenge him and say he can't do anything, and he tries to match it up, and if not, I think I'm gonna beat him up.
Okay.
We're staying in the same place together, so every night he has to come back. So
you're just gonna tell him he can't do stuff, and then whoop his butt when he misses.
Literally today, I was like, "You can't throw that." And he goes, "Yeah," and he just did it and parks the basket. I'm like, "Okay, you might be good. You might be good. It's okay."
You might be good.
Yeah.
One of the best ever. I mean, this is casual, so you guys feel free to leave whenever you want. But what do you got going on? You're Kansas City.
I'm gonna give this back so I can talk to my son while he's eating dinner.
Yeah.
He is Kansas City, but thanks.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Yeah, right on, Paul. Thank you.
I was out, and I'm actually in Arizona right now.
Oh, okay.
I train over there at the lab, MMA lab.
Got you. How much time are you spending there as opposed to KC then?
I live in Arizona now. I haven't been back to KC for, just holidays and stuff like that. I'll go there for the KC White Open.
Got you.
I'll be out there because I have a bunch of guys staying at the house.
Nice.
But yeah, with my career and everything, I stay in the warmer climates and where there's more opportunity for training partners and things like that. Kansas City's just kind of everybody kind of moved away.
Got you.
So yeah, And Arizona's is nice, man. It's
It
like-
seems nice, man. There's a lot of pros moving out there too.
yeah, I play with a lot of them. I'll call them up and see if they're in town. I'll play.
Yeah. So you're like Phoenix, Scottsdale area?
Yeah, North Scottsdale is where I'm located.
Right on. Right on. The Adam Hammies, the Anthony Barellas, the
Yeah, those guys.
Ricky Wysocki's.
All day. I played with Tristan Tanner the other day. He helped me out a little bit on some of my throws and getting it better.
Dude, that guy can throw the rock,
He can.
man. Yeah, he's really impressive with it. What are you working on in your disc golf game right now?
Right now, I'm actually just working on form. I figured out that I'm trying to sprint and be like you guys, like run up and throw the disc.
Yeah.
But I like lose everything when it comes to form and like nose angle. So I'm able to control it more when I slow my like, X step down. I'm able to get more power behind it and go further.
Yeah.
So it's just right now it's just getting that form down and then getting the nose angle down.
Yeah.
We had a couple throws here, which I was excited. They look like they go far, but comparative to y'all, it's like you guys are throwing your putter further than my throwing my driver. And I'm just like, ugh.
Some of us, man. I definitely don't crush it around. I try to think my way around that track.
That's very true. Same thing for me. Like I think like, hey, if I get it, 270 feet over here, I still got another like 3 throws before I can get that par 4.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Are you going to be caddying for Paul at KC as well?
Absolutely, yeah.
How did that come about? How did you start doing that?
Fun fact, so I'm a huge trash talker and online. So I just talk trash to everyone. And I think I was in Las Vegas and I was throwing putts, videotaping it, and I was talking trash to Ben Askren. And then Paul, like Ben shared it and was talking trash back to me. And then Paul was like, hey, I'll handle Ben's light work. I was like, dude, you'll get smoked. And then I met him out at DDO that year, and then he ended up winning it. And I didn't realize, funny, is like you don't understand when you watch it on TV, like you're like, oh man, I could throw that far. Yeah. And then when I went to DDO and the first hole, I watched him rip it on hole 1.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not how a disc flies.
Right.
So I went after like the event was done. I went there and I just threw a couple discs, and I was like, holy crap.
On hole 1?
Yeah, dude. I was like, these guys are like hitting it up to the top of the hill. I'm barely even getting 200 feet, dude, 250 off the tee box.
The kids that throw to the top of the hill are freaks, man.
Dude, it is insane. I didn't know. And now I'm like watching like Parker Welk's a good person that I watch because I don't know. I have a lot of power, but I don't know how to like utilize it in the form.
Yeah.
So then I see he throws those flex shots very, very well.
Yeah.
So I started like taking that, but now I don't know how to like throw a hyzer.
The hyzer flip. Yeah.
Because like I'll throw like an understable disc. I'm like, all right, it would be fine. It would be perfect. And the next thing you know, I'm veering off so far to the right.
It's the disc golf conundrum. If you want to add something into your game, you have to work really hard at it, but you lose the stuff that seems so easy at times because you're working hard at other things. And until you can like spend your whole day playing disc golf like these guys do,
dude, it is insane. I asked Tristan Tanner, I was like, well, how do you train? Like, because I want to know, because like me, I wake up at 6 in the morning, I cook my breakfast, I'll go on like a little walk, then I start like one-on-one training with a coach, then I'll go to like a team practice, then I go to jiu-jitsu, then I take a little break, go into strength and conditioning, take a break, go into team practice, and then I'm done for the day. And that's like from 8 to 5, and I'm just training nonstop. So I was like kind of curious, and he was telling me that he goes and he does like gym work, like stuff in the morning, then he'll do like putts, then he'll go out, do field work, and then like try to work on one specific shot, and he does that for a few hours, then he'll go play a round and play 2 shots a hole in a day. And I was like, how long does that take you? And he's like, it'll probably take me till about 3 o'clock. And I'm like, what, you're done at 3? He's like, yeah, I'm chilling, but he does it every day. And I'm like, that's how you get good at disc golf. It's the many reps and hours and practice.
Dude, we've seen this game elevate. We've seen the people that are playing it elevate so much in the last couple of years. It seems like the hustle's never been as strong. Guys like Tristan Tanner, who I had no idea about that. I mean, I know about Gannon. You go to the PFIT nowadays, and there's 20 touring pros in there, all of them getting it. It's a different game these days.
Oh, it really is. Do you guys do a lot of strength and conditioning
I
guess strength. I mean, you wouldn't do. I guess you would do conditioned endurance style for your arms and reps.
Yeah, I think there's. I mean, we were just at Persimmon Ridge. There was pros jogging the course every morning, and I see them on the treadmill at PFIT as well. But yeah, there's definitely guys doing strength and conditioning as well. I mean, I think that Gannon's put on like 20 pounds in the last year. He looked like a giraffe previous years, and he's really filling out, turning into a muscular guy.
Let's switch it out. I know Silas wants to get up on here and talk a lot of trash.
Yeah, we can get Silas in here.
Hopefully you can get him to rap. My boy's got flows.
I know.
Yeah.
Careful, he burns people though. Oh, we want to do a giveaway? Oh, Julian?
A go throw?
That's that's an F7, F9.
There we go.
That's a roller disc right there.
This is probably a normal disc for me. For you, it's a roller disc.
No.
I don't throw rollers, dog. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not yet.
This is how you learn to throw rollers with the F9 right here.
Be a roller.
Yep.
Buddy, I can't wait to be on one of your events. You guys gonna be in KC? You're not doing go throw in KC.
We're not doing it in KC.
When's your next one?
We're gonna be. Next weekend we're at Eagles Crossing.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be over there, like the St. Louis area.
It's only 32 people. It's a small field, big prize. If you can get over there, we always got a ticket for you, man. You show up anywhere, we got a VIP ticket for you.
Give me your dates. Shoot me a text.
Yeah.
Give me your dates for when you're on the West Coast, because I want to go out there. I want to go out to like Portland. I want to see that area.
Yeah.
So this year I'm gonna go travel a lot to
right on.
these courses.
We're gonna be at a private track called Kayak Point in Washington out there. So I'll send you those dates and we'll see if we can make it happen.
I love this.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, BG.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you.
Julian Marquez, he'll whoop you. All right.
All right.
Save the rap. If you're gonna go rap, save the rap. We got a couple questions that we got to get to.
All right.
Because people were wondering how it was feeling last weekend. You just played some lead card action down in New Orleans.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, I was playing against Matty O in New Orleans.
In the Deep South, that's home game.
That's home game. That's home away from home.
But you're Louisiana too.
That's also my home.
Yeah.
We had a crowd of maybe, I felt like almost 100 people that final round. And none of them wanted me to win. I'll tell you that. It was so funny. And like, I love it. And they did. They would have been happy, but you could feel it. You know what I mean? I walked up to Linus on hole 2. I said, ain't nobody out here. It felt like an away game. You know what I'm saying?
It was you and Linus and Matt and who else on lead?
Oh, lead card final round. We had Chris Downey, who's from Mobile as well. So
okay.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Matty O ended up besting both of us. Me and Linus were tied going into the final round. Had Matt by 2. He ended up beating me by 2. It sucks.
He's so good, dude. He's one of the best. Was it him winning or there some things?
It was both.
Okay.
Yeah, like I mean, he earned it. He played a good round.
Nice.
And we had him sweating. Like, he said in his little acceptance speech, he's like, I was worried. I didn't look anybody in the eye for the last 14 holes. And it was true. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't chatty. You know what I mean? He had his caddy and some of his boys who were there. But it was super breezy. And part of me, I was like, man, his shots are so lucky. They're unaffected by this wind. And then he did it so much. I'm like, he might just have the best angle control. That might be it. You know what I mean?
It could be.
And so I think that's definitely part of it. But man, he was meticulous. He locked in, like he was, taking a kind of like a Drew Gibson breath before his putts, stepping up to him, lining him up from all distances, taking his time, popping everything in.
Yeah.
He was real locked in. I mean, it was his 10th victory at the pot of gold.
neck.
Yeah, dude. I was talking to him about
10th victory.
10th victory. So they have an actual pot, a cast iron pot of gold. I don't know what's in it really, but
gold looking thing.
Yeah, sure. It might be the chocolates at Christmas that you get or whatever it is, but it has like the name of the winner each year, and it's a lot of Matty on there.
Yeah.
So that was his 10th victory out there.
I mean, that puts even more pressure on him, not looking at people for 14 holes. Like, that man was feeling it.
He was feeling it for sure. And I mean, he had the crowd on his side. He was playing good. Me and Linus, we faltered early. And it was one of those courses where I was like, I'm going to have to birdie out, and that might not be enough. Because he's been known he'll also birdie out. You know what I'm saying?
He has been known to.
Yeah, so I mean, it was good, though. It was a lot of fun, a lot of wildlife over at PDF, Parc des Familia.
What do you mean wildlife?
So we just mostly snakes and alligators. We encountered the largest rattlesnake in history, I think. I mean, it was a python. I mean, it was so big. You want me to show you? I have a video. All right.
Yeah.
This was insane.
I've actually never seen a rattlesnake in real life.
It was in my pocket the whole time. Nah, me neither. This was my introduction. And it was uncanny. So this is all right. So this is the little snake we saw warming up. Something light. All
That
right?
looks like a normal snake.
Yeah, just a normal snake. This is hole 1. Someone yells. We get concerned. Look at the size of this. Wait till I zoom in right here. That's a rattlesnake, dude.
Airdrop this to Chris and he'll put it on the.
I'm gonna put it on the MacBook, brother.
Yeah, we'll get this over to you guys. This one, we already talked about snakes. We had Jake on the program, so
Okay.
we're kind of keeping in theme here by.
We were saying Jake would probably jump on top of this thing if he saw it and just try to wrangle it, but it was the largest rattlesnake. Look at his body move, bro. Look at how thick that is.
Yeah, I think rattlesnakes move differently than other snakes, right? They like.
I have no idea, but he was scary. So that was one. We saw this other snake. This is a bad video.
You got 3 snakes in one video in one round.
Oh, there was more than that. This is just what I got on film. This is a little alligator on 18. Right there, you see him?
Oh yeah, with the turtles.
And then this is the other alligator right here.
Good grief.
On 18. So
tell me the name of this course. I'm not going.
Park de Familia in
Is
New
it
Orleans.
really?
Yeah, on the
Parc
West
des
Bank.
Familia?
So PDF. There's actually rumors of pro tour course kind of getting put in the property. So this is the history of the course, all right?
Okay.
City's got a bunch of money. If they don't use it, they're going to lose it. They decide to drain a swamp, bring in irrigation to move all the water out.
Yeah.
So there's like these kind of storm drains on the course, bring in a bunch of dirt and hire John Hawk to design the disc golf course. So it's there's these massive cypress trees that there's kind of roots where they were underwater for the first, 3-4 feet of them. So you'll throw inside of a tree, and that's where all the snakes are also. So it's a little extra scary. And so, their plans to put another course in on that property, and they're trying to.
More swamp golf.
Yeah, dude.
Not enough snake time. Okay,
Exactly.
This is a random question, but this
All
is
right.
also an important question.
All right.
What is the best run of FD?
Ooh, okay. I have the best FD I've ever had is the first run, new originals made by Discmania, Sea Line, and it's yellow. I've only had one, and it's the greatest disc that I've ever thrown.
It's brand new.
And it's still in my bag. But
Where can people get them?
I don't know. I mean, this is the first run, so this is.
Oh.
But I will say this: the second up right now is the Horizon FD from the mystery boxes that
Okay.
are actually live on the Discmania store right now.
There you go.
So, it's beautiful. It's very overstable for an FD. It's literally, I mean, it's like a FD1 kind of, or an FD3 for me, but I'm
Okay.
beating it in. I threw it today and I was like, yeah, give this thing a month and it's the best
Yeah.
disc. So they said recreate a second run FD. That's what I told them, and they
Yeah.
did it really well.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, that one's been popular for a long time. The second run FD is like, 10 years old at this point,
yeah,
too. So
yeah. And
there's
like 10
lot
bands for a new
lot
one.
of fans.
Yeah. I don't know how
bunch of
much, but
bands
yeah.
for a new one. What do you think about this place? You played a practice round?
Yeah, I just finished my practice round. I think it's dope. I think I played it like a few years ago before I was on tour. This is just like a pop in. I think I was 18. So like for my man trip.
Was that the Silver Series?
I think it was
The one
it
that
was an
finished
NT.
on the
It was an
pond?
NT when I played it.
Oh, yeah, it was the last
Yeah,
NT.
Mason won.
Mason won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and the course was totally different.
Totally.
And then I was like, I'm not coming back here. I hate it. And then last year, this was like my best finish of the year. And all the adjustments I thought were great. This
Nice.
year, I'm not sold on
Okay.
all of the adjustments.
Yeah.
It feels like they chopped it up maybe more than necessary. I was like, I don't get some of the stuff. But
Okay.
overall, like, I think it's good. I like it
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah. They definitely have a bunch of good holes out here, but
Yeah.
there are some interesting changes.
Yeah.
We'll see how they play.
Yeah. Yeah, hole one is interesting. I mean, it's fine. I don't think there's any like bad holes.
Yeah.
Some of them might just be a little easy, but
All right, so what was working so well down in New Orleans, and like how are you going to bring that to this course?
well, partly is like I played that course PDF, and it's just my jam. I
Okay.
play well out there. There's not the course record.
Oh, okay, he's got the feels
Yeah,
and
it's-
the shots.
yeah. I played a practice round out there and almost threw my best round of my life.
No kidding.
Just a straight up like 18.
Okay.
With an eagle and a par.
Okay.
And then I got kicked out of the park after I missed 17, and then I got kicked out of the park, so I didn't even finish the round.
So you're just playing like a wizard.
I was out there, and partly is I get to throw my MD5 a lot.
Gotcha.
So I have two MD5s, Jordan and Pippen. They're the greatest duo
Those are
the game's seen.
Is that like a gator?
It's like feels like maybe an A2 or an A3 or something like that.
Oh,
But I have
really?
one that is like just understable for an MD5.
Okay.
It starts Reddit arguments.
Okay.
So there's a whole feed of like, Silas is Heiser flipping this MD5, and everyone's like, that's not an MD5. This guy's like, I bet $1,000 it's an MD3, and then I just like made a Reddit account to like, hey guys, it's an MD5. It's this run. I didn't abuse it. It decided to be this way. We embrace it for who he is, and we have an overstable one. So it's yeah. When I get to throw those two discs a lot, my life is very easy. I also was not really missing anything in the circle or really from
I've
from
seen
edge.
your putt at the past couple tournaments, the Pro Tours, and it's looking good, man.
Yeah, it's feeling real good. I went through, I mean, just a lot of like hard building steps, you know, like in it. There's kind of no quick fix to there's like tourniquets you can put on your putt to make it feel good for a little while.
Yeah.
But I think over, I would say since Worlds last year, been reading books, been just like putting in very like a lot more work. Just as far as reps goes.
We talked about it when you said you were coming back. I was like, man, the first time that like I think people really started hearing your name was at Champions Cup.
Right.
And your putt looks so good at Champions Cup. It looked very natural, free flowing. Do you ever look back at coverage and like try and recreate stuff, or is that putt gone?
For me, that putt is kind of gone. I'll say this. I felt like when my putt kind of was feeling really, really off, I was like, we'll scrap the whole thing. We'll start from scratch, and I'll just put in enough reps to make whatever the best stroke I can have. I'll make it work, you know? So I tried to putt like Gannon. I tried to putt like Chris Dickerson, those two strokes. And really what I learned is you have to putt like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's
a natural thing.
how your body
personal.
wants to get it in. Your body wants to spin that disc. You know what I mean? My body doesn't really want to. You know, my body wants to have a pretty straight arm on my load.
Okay.
And then I'll bend my elbow on the release to generate some spin. You know, and I don't want to use my wrist too much.
Gotcha.
And so, I kind of like just embraced like this is how I want to do it. So at Champions Cup, I was straight arm, straight down, and then kind of just a free pop through. But the stance was a little different. The stroke was a little different.
Okay.
Then I tried to put some Proctor in there to like bring it down, and it's not that anymore, really.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like old Adam James at the moment, like a very young Adam James, the way he would like secure it down and pop it. But yeah, I mean, I'll look back and get some feels on what it is. But really what I've learned is like the mental side of putting a little bit more, and then just putting in a lot of reps, you know? And like once I get my reps, then, you know, I feel good. And I just putt a lot now. And I love it. I love putting. It's like, it's one of my favorite things to do.
It feels like the people that putt well love it and do it a lot.
You got to, yeah.
Gannon Burr, Owen Scoggins, notoriously just slamming putts all the time.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite stops because we got this Airbnb with a batting cage in it, like next door. This guy's creating MLB phenoms, I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
But we just put the basket in there. You can putt at night, and it's like all nice and AC and stuff. And so like, I just love it because it's a nice spot to before my rounds. You know, before I was like scared to putt too much because then it was like the more I putt, maybe I miss and I lose confidence.
That's all I'll think about.
And that's bad. You know what I mean? Now I wake up, I want to putt, I putt it. You know, I like to putt before I get to the course. I get to the course, I'm just warming it up. I already locked in the stroke. We feel great. You know, I finish the round, I go putt afterwards. You know, and it's just something I like to do. You know.
Yeah, waking up, reminding yourself at a basket that it'll be fine or whatever. You know, for a 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. tee time, you sit there all day, nervous, stressed, and whatever. To hit a few putts early on and just remind yourself it's the game that you know already.
Oh yeah. I mean, just the little comfort safety blanket of like. You step up to like a 15-footer that you may be feeling a little nervous about, and you remember like 3 hours ago hitting 12 of these in a row, and you're just like, oh, yeah. And you think about how that felt, and you just do it.
Yeah, that's 100% right, man.
Yeah.
So Silas Schultz, wise beyond his years. How old are you now?
I'm 21. I'm about to be 22, though. I'm about to be 20 next week.
Dang, dude, you're old.
I know. I'm a vet on tour, bro. All these guys are like 19 and stuff, and I'm trying to teach them.
Kids.
I'm trying to, like, y'all got to stretch for real. Like, y'all got to, don't be going to bed too late, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you're eating some good food, you know what I mean? Because I did it. My first year on tour, I sucked. I wasn't doing what I should have been doing.
No, it's hard, too. What's your favorite course in Lafayette?
Favorite course in Lafayette? I'd say I like Paul Davis is what I grew up on. Hyman, I like Hyman. Probably. I think I got the course record at Doozy Gold. Doozy Gold is maybe not a great course, but I shredded it one time, and so then I like it, and then my brother Thunder will be like, "It's not that good of a course. You just played it good that one time." So I don't know, but I like Doozy Gold.
Pretty wild. Somebody mentioned this. That was only the second A tier ever in Louisiana.
Second one, dude.
When I heard that, I felt like it must be wrong.
Dang, I was so mad. I forgot. I won the first one, so I wanted to go back to back. I forgot about that stat.
Win 100% of the A tiers ever in Louisiana.
In Louisiana,
Would've
yeah.
been pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean that just kind of shows the scene that I was growing up in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right.
We had Southern Nationals. You know about Southern Nationals?
Right. Mattio's dad.
Mattio's dad. So it was like I was playing tournaments 7 years old. Southern Nationals is PDGA, but like minus the like uptightness, I guess. I don't know. You could drink, smoke. You don't have to wear a shirt. Rules kind of apply. You know, but everything's real lax.
Yeah.
And we like hated the PDGA growing up. Like there was like the end of a disc draft feel that was like us to the PDGA.
Yeah.
Like we had pride in our lack of a PDGA number. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It felt like I was folding when I was like 13 or something and got a PDGA number. But I didn't have any PDGA tournaments around me. And so my number is 79047, and it could have been like a 4.8 or something if I had grown up somewhere else. That's how like long I've been playing, but it just and now like I think about that whenever I'm like I should have been higher this card right now, you know what I mean, for round 2 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had one a few years ago over in Fort Bulow, if y'all know those courses. So yeah, this was only our second one, but it should be reoccurring, we're thinking.
You'll never have to worry about that on the Go Throw Tour. We do not set cards by PDGA number.
Oh, let's go.
Got nothing to it's got to be merit based.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did it by birdies at Persimmon Ridge. Actually,
Oh, that's cool.
We did the ties card, bumps or whatever by birdies. The PGA Tour does it by who came in first. Like first person to post that score
If
in
you
the
teed
clubhouse.
off earlier, then you're staying. That's cool. I like
And
that.
as you like can continue on through the tournament, teeing off earlier, shooting hot, and ending up, it is whoever came in first.
Right.
Continually.
So you have to keep earning it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it seems kind of just like you need a reason to put somebody somewhere, And
yeah.
so
Yeah. It makes sense to a degree.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, man? Yeah. All right,
Bet.
guys. Eagles Crossing, the next one to come. Silas Schultz, we're doing a triathlon there. I don't know if you've been told about that, but there's a distance comp, accuracy comp, and a putting comp.
Dang.
They all pay $1,000 each plus second and third, and there's an overall winner. So
dang,
you're invited to that.
Put me in, coach.
You're invited to that.
When is that?
That's going to be on Thursday, I believe. Yeah, the triathlon's going to be Thursday of next week at Eagles Crossing. You can play and stay for free all week if you want.
Dang, that's very tempting. I think I'm headed home, but I'm gonna look into that. That sounds dope.
Yeah.
As long as AB's not there, I have a chance. I'm top 3. That's why I say distance contest, bro. I'm top 5.
Yeah.
I'm top 5. I don't think I'm the farthest thrower, but for some reason, world's distance, USDGC distance, world's distance the year before. Somehow I'm top 5.
A lot of people don't throw their best shots in those competitions, and just like getting something in play is really important.
I think that's where I excel. I'm not necessarily a farther thrower. I'm just better at throwing 560 plus, which when you only have like 3 or 4 shots or whatever, that's usually kind of all it takes, And I'll put him to 6 if the wind is good or whatever, but that's where I be.
The man's snap will break your eardrums. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah,
Silas.
bro. Thank
Appreciate
you for
man.
having me.
Oh yeah.
And it's, nah.
No
We're
raps?
keeping the archive shut right now.
Bro, I have that video. I screen saved that video.
You got it?
I got both of them. I got Drews too, boy. I got them all.
It's it lives on Reddit, I think, still, but
yeah, when I want to smile, I go watch that.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, see you guys. Thank you
All
for
right,
having me.
All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for our Go Throw Live podcast. It's been awesome being with you, having the pros come in. Big shout out to Eagles Crossing, Go Throw, Prodigy Disc, Chains the board game, all that stuff. You can get more info and tickets at gothrow.com. Once again, we can't do this without you. Thank you for the support. Until next time, go throw something.